Hi everybody, I'm Dr. Richard DeCenso, CEO of Matrix Transformation, author of Beyond Medicine, Exploring a New Way of Thinking, and the creator and developer of a unique home-based evaluation called the Matrix Assessment Profile, or the MAP. Now, before we discuss the MAP in any detail, it's important to understand what a matrix is. And according to the dictionary, a matrix is an environment or a medium out of which something develops. Now, this was highlighted a long time ago in a little different form, but essentially saying the same thing, by Hippocrates, when he said, it really doesn't matter what the symptoms are, or what the disorder is, what the disease is, what the label is, what the diagnosis is. What matters far more is who the person is that's experiencing these symptoms. Now, the MAP is one of, if not the only, evaluation process that allows me to accurately identify the source of your chronic symptoms. So if you're one of those people that have suffered from chronic symptoms, chronic disorders, non-responsive disorders, and you've been told one of a number of things like, well, we can't find anything wrong, we have to run more tests, we have to wait and see, the symptoms are normal for your age, or the symptoms are all in your head, then this is an evaluation that you're going to want to take a little closer look at. And so essentially it involves a very simple home-based evaluation in which you provide us with samples of urine and saliva, return them in the envelope that's provided with the kit, and we run the biological fluids through a very elaborate process with very sensitive electrodes that monitor changes in the biological fluids in 0.01 increments. Now, this is significant because for every 0.01 change in the biological matrix, it represents the presence or absence of approximately 6 billion molecules of whatever it is that we're looking at. And so part of the solution here is looking at things that nobody else is looking at in ways that nobody else is looking at them. And so as part of the evaluation process, you're going to receive a wide variety of documents, each of them explaining different aspects of the map in detail. But fundamentally, the evaluation results revolve around three primary pages that are essentially colored graphs and bars and sets of numbers that have very specific significance. For instance, at the top left-hand side of each page, you're going to see a group of numbers. You're going to see three columns of numbers, the first one being pH, which roughly translates to acid-alkaline balance. You're going to see a column labeled RH2, which roughly translates to metabolism and energy. And you're going to see a column with a little r that represents nutrient availability. In other words, do you have adequate nutrients available to fuel the function of everything in the biological environment? Now, your initial evaluation results contain three colored pages, as I said before. And the first page that you're going to receive is one with a red torso or a red body on it. And the significance of this page is it gives us a gross overview of where the most significant compromises are based on the elements that cause or contribute to those compromises in the biological matrix. And one of those influences is obviously structural. So if you've got structural issues that are interfering with the quality of your life, this is a symptom which may or may not be related to the cause of those symptoms. We have the biology or the biological fluid analysis, which also points us in the direction of how the biological fluids and any compromises in the fluids might be related to symptoms that you may have been experiencing over a period of time. And then finally, we have what's called the virtual realm, which is a realm that contains psychological influences, emotional influences, and even spiritual influences that ultimately are translated through an electrochemical process into a biological waste product that's then processed in the biological environment. So this page is critical in terms of giving us a broad overview. You've got the numbers at the top left, kind of isolating which one of those specific areas is being affected or may be involved or may be causing what you're experiencing. You've got an analysis chart at the top right-hand side of the page that gives us two pieces of information. Obviously, green is good and red is bad, and that holds true throughout all of the colored pages. So that's another portion of the gross overview in terms of how much compromise is present, but more significantly with the analysis chart, each colored bar represents about 5 years of whatever we're looking at that has been in the process of developing and contributing to or even causing any of the symptoms you may be experiencing. So essentially what you've got are the 3 realms of influence, and then you're going to be exposed to a series of 7 principles or caveats that were used to assist me in developing the matrix assessment profile, but also assist you in helping to understand why the compromises developed, where they are, and what you can do about them. And then you're going to get a 5-stage set of recommendations, which are designed to restore integrity to the biological environment that include things like identifying the cause, removing the cause, saturating your body with the raw materials it needs to not only resolve but maintain the integrity of the biological environment. Then we want to prevent you from recreating that environment. And then finally, you're going to receive a recommendation for long-term maintenance for 2 reasons. 1, so that you can continue to make progress, and 2, so that you don't backslide into the original compromise that caused or created the symptoms. And so, in a nutshell, that's what the matrix assessment profile represents. So in the following videos, you're going to see 2 other colored pages that basically take us into a more depth understanding and analysis of each of the changes in the gross overview presented in the page with the red torso on it. So if you're looking for a deeper understanding, you really want to embrace this process, you really want to participate in it at a level of understanding why you're experiencing what you are and what you can do about it, how to change your symptoms into solutions, you don't want to miss the next 2 videos. I'm Dr. Richard DiCenso. Thank you for watching.